Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, after listening to the Honourable Member, Ms. Odessa Primus, I heard this morning that the Leader of the Opposition had some migraines. Having listened to Ms. Odessa's presentation and her being the General Secretary that he is faced with, I can understand why he is getting migraines. Mr. Speaker, as a three-time MP, as a two-time minister, as a two-time cabinet member, I am very pleased, and it's a privilege to support the largest budget in this country's history. And I also want to take the opportunity to congratulate the Honourable Minister Ashni Singh and his team at the Ministry of Finance, His Excellency President Irfan Ali, and the Vice President for crafting this budget, and for all of the successes that we've had. Because this is not an ordinary budget, Mr. Speaker. This is a budget that comes immediately after our first successful 5 years in government. And after that first 5 years, we saw the decimation of the opposition at the end of that election. And the politics and our economics are the same. They are connected. It is very important that when we come and present our budget to this country, it is how this budget is framed and how it is connected to people. The true test will always come when the people have their say. And what did they say on September 1st? They said quite clearly that instead of having a one-seat majority that we had in 2020, we now have a 7-seat majority. The 242,000 votes that we obtained, our nearest competitor had 109,000 votes. That's 130,000 plus votes difference. We won 8 out of 10 regions, and we won Region 4 for the first time. I want to place that on record. And I want to thank all of the people across this country who supported us. We are grateful for your support, all of you everywhere. And on the other hand, we have APNU, who moved from 31 seats to 12. They moved from 217,000 votes to 77,000 votes. And they were just in government 5 years ago. And now they're not even the largest party in opposition. And we faced all of this criticism for 5 years. I've heard for 5 years they would come and criticize this People's Progressive Party government budget every single time that they would make this presentation. And now the truth has been revealed. What do people think? The people re-endorse this People's Progressive Party government, His Excellency President Irfan Ali, for a second term and a wider margin. And I don't really care what the honourable members, people like Tabitha, Ms. Odessa, the honourable members, Joretta, Sherrod, and Natasha Singh Lewis, a number of them. I don't really care what they have to say because they've held more parties than hits and jams. And I hate to break this to you, but you changing your parties. Changing your parties will bring no benefit to who you are or what you bring to your party. It will result in the same thing, because all of your efforts resulting in the shrinking of the PNC. Can you imagine today that the PNC is not even allowed by Win more than 15 minutes to speak here? Not even allowed a shadow ministry. They don't even get to speak on the final day. That is what has transpired here. And our governance in the last 5 years has changed this country in a way that will change it forever. We have now been campaigning in areas that hitherto we were unable to do that. We are now comfortable in every single community because we worked in every single community for the last 5 years, every single day, every single month, every single year. So that even when we were campaigning, they asked for our shirts, they asked for our flags, they put it up, and they voted for us. Now, and I want you to know, when I said to this house, go back to the Hansard, I said we would beat them by at least 3 seats. We did that. And I'm going to say it now. We're going to beat you at the next election with a larger margin. And I'm very happy that the AFC is no longer part of this parliament. I'm very happy not to see sticky fingers over there. Miss Biddy Omega, who used to show me middle finger in this parliament and hold up signs. I'm very happy, and all of you contributed to the decline of the AFC. The same person who is talking right now. The only person who I will miss, and I just want you to know, I'll miss Annette. I miss Annette. Just let you know, if you're watching, I know you're watching. And from the Win side, I want you to also know this has been a very disappointing, and not disappointing because I didn't expect better, but it's been an abysmal performance. This has been an abysmal performance. Incoherent arguments, struggling to read their scripts, no economic analysis, no cost-benefit analysis, no policy debate, nothing, no understanding of the numbers, just a bunch of non-entities, people that we don't even know their names. And what it has proven is that you are not even ready for opposition. You are not shadows, you are shallows. And the fact that 2 days before this budget, you have to go and put up a picture with Christopher Ram, or I shouldn't even call the name, but with that person showing that you are preparing for the budget, seeing the budget for the first time. It is an embarrassment. You are embarrassing yourselves, and you need to stop it. And who are they taking advice from? A bunch of PPP haters and deadweights. People who have never won an election before. And if you choose a comedian as your general secretary, nobody will ever take you seriously. And I want you to know something as well. Not because you have been a comedian, it makes you an expert in culture. And for all of the people who came over to the Win Party, just so that you know, if you can be bought by someone, you can be bought by anyone. You have no loyalty to the Mohammeds. You have no loyalty to the Win. The Win is not built on a foundation. As soon as he disappears, you will disappear too. You are loyal to his pocket. I want you to know, we on this side of the house, we can't be bought. I certainly can't be bought.
Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead, Honorable Member.
I'm standing up on 41-6. Mr. Speaker, the member is there imputing improper motive to the entire WIN team, and I would ask that he take that statement off of the record, Mr. Speaker.
Honorable member, I can't uphold that point of order because on all sides we've been talking about the name of the political parties, and that has been allowed. The second point there would have been the surname or the first name that he used, and with the use of great bishop nor name of or Flubest doesn't directly speak to any honorable member. Go ahead, honorable minister.
Yet another display of incompetence and unfamiliarity with the rules. Unfamiliarity with the rules. I said this when we came here and we took our oath. I said they're going to hold us to account. People who have never had any experience in government or don't know a clue of what they're going to talk about, they can hold a government to account. Give me a break. Non-entities and non-achievers. We have not even heard from anyone on the other side that we are going to have to spend less money from oil in this economy this year. No one from their side has mentioned that. And it's very important. When we're talking about the development of a country, we know that we found oil here in this country in 2015. We started to produce in 2019, 2020. We started to spend oil money in this economy 2022, 2023. Countries that have done well have had the maturity from an opposition so that you can have sensible discussions about how you plan for the future. You cannot have a sensible discussion with this group. None whatsoever. They haven't even mentioned that. All they're talking about is how you can spend more oil money, but at the same time they want us to hold back spending on infrastructure. How is the country going to develop? How is the country going to develop? You have to make a decision. Do we want to develop the country or not? Do we want to live in a developed country or not? How are you going to make the investment? And that lower oil revenue is just an example of what can come in the future. Because the fact is that commodity prices are cyclical in nature. All oil economies have been affected. They have been affected when they have had lower oil prices. And I want to just point to the fact that the way that we have been managing it is that where we spend on the capital expenditure, it means that we have the ability to lower that lever. Lower that lever if we need to, so you can scale it up back during the good days. But the fact is that last year we earned about 2 billion. The previous year we earned about 2 billion. That is not a lot of money. That is not a lot of money. We are nowhere near where we need to be. Our factors and the fundamentals of our economic growth is not there yet. We have to keep building. We have to keep investing because we have to build a sustainable and resilient economy. Resilient. That is why read the speech. Read the speech that Minister Ashley wrote and presented, and listen to the president speak. Listen to the vice president speak. They speak about building a sustainable but resilient economy. The fundamentals. We have to keep investing in our energy. What are they talking about in relation to that? We don't have enough. You think 300 megawatts on for the gas to power project is enough to build a resilient economy? It's not. You have to get more power. You think on the connectivity, the bridges, all of the factors of productivity, the opening up of land and highways, you think we have all of what we need right now? We don't. The Honorable Member Sharma Solomon and their group on that side is saying we shouldn't be spending so much on infrastructure, but yet he's calling for a bridge over the Berbice River. It means that you need to spend more money on the infrastructure. So, CN Sharma, relax. Relax. And the point is, the main point is, I want you to understand something. On the extreme case is a country called, hold on. There is a country called Nauru in the Pacific Ocean. Listen, there's a country called Nauru in the Pacific Ocean. The country was the richest country in the 1970s because they found phosphate. And listen, man, let me finish, the man. And then this was the richest country. And they went down the road. I'm going to use the extreme situation so you understand what are the risks and the perils we face if we do not make the right decisions. They were the richest country in the 1970s, had a higher GDP per capita than the United States of America in the 1970s. They used to walk around with money in pillowcases on their back. And today they are one of the poorest countries in the world. Why? Because they did not use their bounty for their investment. They have to take the revenue. God blessed us. God blessed us. We have to take the revenue and we use it towards investment. And the resilient investment is our human capital, yes? Read the book, The Birth of Plenty, and also read the book, A Splendid Exchange, both written by William Bernstein. You will understand. I know you don't read. I know you over there don't read. Readers are leaders. Read it and you will understand why it is.
You know I don't read?
Sorry, Mr. Speaker, on the opposition side.
You're speaking to me.
On the opposition side. Readers are leaders. You have to understand why we have to make this investment now. You think we don't want to be a popular government and just distribute everything? We're already distributing a whole lot, but we have to balance our investment with our distribution. That's why all of our grants have increased, but that's why we have to continue to invest. Now, Mr. Speaker, I want to turn now to over the last 5 years, how we have done at the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport. Because what is important, the same criticism that we had from Ms. Odessa Primus, she, despite the fact that the APNU AFC removed the Ministry of Culture, Youth and Sport, they disbanded it. She was a supporter of the APNU. She was a supporter. You didn't love young people then. You didn't love their voices then. You never said anything about that. That's right, Vic. I want everybody to understand, when we restored this ministry, it was because we knew at the level of the People's Progressive Party, we knew how important this ministry was then and that it is now. It must have a say at the level of the cabinet. And because of that too, I want to welcome Stephen. I want to also welcome James. And I also want to acknowledge the hard work. Another MP, the Director of Youth. I will take a Suresh Singh over all of y'all combined on my team. All of y'all combined. We undertook the responsibility of building 5 stadiums. And those are huge undertakings. In fact, And all of those stadiums will be open this year. And I want to be clear, the first one is happening on Saturday. It is going to be a huge event, and it's beautiful. It is a really, really beautiful facility. There are very few countries in Bayrock in Linden, after they lied to the people. Sharma, Solomon, honorable member, and all of the other PNC people, they lied to the people in Linden, or they told falsehood.
You reminded us this is the start of your second term as a minister, and you were here before.
I withdraw the word. I withdraw the word lie, and I say they misinformed. They misinformed to say that the track would be finished in 2018 or 2019 or 2020, and they never even purchased the synthetic material. Take that to your bank and bank it. And you were the mayor. You were the mayor. You are also responsible for wind coming and take over Linden. You weren't a mayor. You were not a M-A-Y-O-R. You were a M-A-R-E. And I will tell you, the most important point I will tell you too, is that these stadiums, four of these stadiums will cost less than the cost of the Durban Park project. And most important, $600 million that was unaccounted for, that is not happening in our ministry. In the last 5 years, we invested in over 600 community grounds across this country. And I want to tell the young man from Region 1, I'm not going to call his name, he's a young man, and quite frankly, he hasn't earned that privilege as yet. You say you want to get rich, you also said that you're worried about young people and being led the wrong way. He doesn't even know that you are already being led the wrong way. You're following a man who is sanctioned at the highest level, who is now a fugitive offender, who has committed almost every possible wrong. You're following that man, and you're worried about young people being led astray. And when you talk about being rich, it is for that reason that the People's Progressive Party has the development of the development bank in our manifesto. That's why, in fact, we don't even want only for people to be rich. We want Guyanese people to be wealthy. And there's a difference. Wealthy is permanent richness. Richness that you could pass on to your children. That's why we distributed over 50,000 house lots in the last 5 years, and we will build over 40,000 homes. We want people to pass on their wealth to their children. And this year we will spend another 1.2 billion on community grounds. Last year, over the last 5 years, we lit 145 grounds in this country. They set us a target of 25. We did 145 grounds. We started for the first time in this country. A national sports academy categorized into core and non-core sports. We built strong relationships with sports associations, and all of the sports associations have issued their support for us, this ministry, the budget, because they know how they have benefited. Importantly as well, we started tracking and measuring how many medals our athletes started to secure. They have never been tracked before. In the last 3 years alone, we have secured over 1,000 international and regional medals by our athletes. That is the history. Athletes are doing better now than they have ever done before under the People's Progressive Party leadership. We modernized the sports hall. In 2024, I want people to know this, in 2024, we held 29 international sporting events in this country, and last year it was 33. They don't even understand how difficult that is. And I want to thank all of the members from the ministry who are here. Thank you very much. To do 33 international sporting events in a country, that is more than one every other week. More than one every other week. That is driving tourism into our country. Development of athletes, development of talent, so that they can get exposure to higher levels of competition, better levels of coaching. We obtained in the last 5 years as well, importantly as well, teams departed in 2023. We started measuring it, 2023, 36 times. In 2004, they left these shores 73 times. In 2025, it was 102 times sporting teams left this country. We have spent over $1 billion on sports associations and teams leaving this country in the last 5 years. Over $1 billion. We obtained for the first time something we wanted, the CPL finals and semi-finals. And we also won. By the way, we obtained that at no cost to the Treasury. No cost to the Treasury. We also won the CPL for the first time. Our cricketers are now being scouted and playing in international franchise leagues, getting paid more money than they've ever done before. We're talking about athletes and coaches. And I will tell you one of them, if it wasn't for the fact that Shamar Joseph didn't play in that CPL where we had identified his talent, he would not have made it to the West Indies team and then also become the MVP for that tournament when West Indies beat Australia. We also hosted 2 World Cups, 2 Cricket World Cups. And in the last one, we were judged the best host, most organized. We held the CAC Bodybuilding Championship in over a decade, and we issued for the first time with the international body pro cards right here. Right here. And also, the first one that was issued here was won by a Guyanese. And since then, 7 pro cards have been issued, and we now have a world champion in Rosanna Fong. Someone who we identified early and invested in and supported so that she can become the world champion. Now, because of our bilateral relationships with our ambassadors in other countries, we were able to get our elite program going, including last year we had Olympic gold medal winner, Felix Sanchez, come and coach our athletes here. Hall of Famer came to this country. We never even thought that could happen. Hakeem Elijah won. And we did that, again, no cost to the ministry, no cost to the government. Our football team is now, or was, in the League A for CONCACAF. It was in League A for the CONCACAF, which was the first time ever, the highest level that we've ever been. We're talking about it. We've had 15,000 participants in the Learn to Swim program, including persons with disabilities. 15,000 persons, and I want to commend Steve and all the team from the National Sports Commission. We constructed for the first time and is now the best doubles court in the entire region for squash. We got elected at the in Paris for the UNESCO Fund for the elimination of doping in sport. We held sports conferences for the first time, and just last year we had our first black tie gala for our sports awards. We reintroduced the Guyana Games, the Inter-Guyana Games, which the APNU AFC killed. They killed it. We passed 2 pieces of legislation, including the much desired Horse Racing Authority Act. We completed the draft for the sports policy, and it will be approved by Cabinet this year. We obtained approval and held the Guyana's Global Super League. The Global Super League, which was something that totally organic to us, and it's now a successful tournament. We distributed more gears in this country's history. We have done more distribution of sports gears than we have ever had in this country's history. Yes, people will always want more, and it's important for us to do more.
Honourable Minister, the distribution of time says you'll need 5 minutes to conclude, so you have that.
There is a lot more that I could speak about for sport, but I also want to speak about culture because the Honourable Member spoke about some things, but I also need to speak about some of the work that we've been doing. The Guyana Prize for Literature, after APNU AFC abandoned it, stopped funding it, same group of people that the Honourable Member cares so much said nothing for 5 years when APNU was in power. We restored it, Mr. Speaker. And we added new categories. Now it's being held annually. We added a youth category and a non-fiction category. We also turned that into a literature festival, a build-out of an entire festival. That is what we are doing for culture. We sat with the drama folks. She spoke about the drama festival. In 2023, up until 10 o'clock at night, we sat with the drama folks and we worked with them on the Right to Stage initiative, where the government funds their drama plays. And out of that, we choose, those plays come from the Guyana Prize for Literature. And we fund that, and all of the revenue is kept for them. Since then, we have held 9 successful, critically acclaimed plays. The same ICA that we left, but that Dr. Frank started, Honourable Member, when he left in 2014. They did nothing to get that ICA, the Institute of Creative Arts, accredited. They did nothing. In fact, the Honourable Member Natasha Singh Lewis said it couldn't be done. It couldn't be done right here in this Parliament. We got that registered with the National Accreditation Council. We took our independence flag raising ceremony all across this country for the first time. We did it in Region 2, Region 9, Region 10, Region 6, and it was a huge success. APNU criticized it. We did them all, and our cultural performances are now totally fantastic. It is modernized, it is refreshing, and I would like to thank our Department of Culture for all of the work that they have done. And I also want to thank Andrew Tyndall and the team there, and Alana Sibaran, who has worked on this. To unlock new talent, we did the Guyana Talent Search. And then we also had at Carifesta and the World Expo in Dubai and Japan, we had the best performances there. We had the best performances there. Persons who are involved in our programs are doing better now than they have ever done before. They are earning a good living. They're buying homes, they're buying cars or doing renovations. All of that is happening. Now, we started the youth culture camps where over 1,000 young people have already been trained. And I want to assure the Honorable Member, Mr. Black Pudding, that the IPADG, first of all, it was the People's Progressive Party that voted to support the International Decade of People of African Descent in 2013. It was also the People's Progressive Party that voted to extend the decade for the people of African descent. And we have also extended our support. We have also extended our support where the 100 million will remain in our budget for the people of African descent. And hundreds of groups have already obtained funding, direct funding. He didn't have a problem when just a few persons from IPADG were getting it. 60% of it was eaten up in administrative costs. And they only used to get between 60 to 100,000. Now those groups get $2.2 million. It is our president who is leading the charge for reparations in this country. Remind me, what did former President David Granger do for reparations? It was President Ali that has led the charge and is doing it globally. But you don't like it because he comes from the People's Progressive Party. We have used our bilateral relations to extend our cultural programs. In our cultural and creative industries grants, hundreds of young people have received funding from our cultural and creative industries grant, for which $120 million was distributed. We completed the modernization of the National Trust Act. And I had the pleasure of speaking with the Attorney General, who has said that it will be ready for passage this term. We did 40 meetings of hard work to build internally that bill. We did that. That bill is now ready. That will help us with the preservation of our culture and our heritage.
Honourable Minister, you will have to wind up.
Mr. Speaker, for young people in this country too, I want to congratulate our youth department. In the last 5 years, we have trained from PYARG that APNU killed. Over 15,000 young people trained in that program. From our robotics and coding, we trained close to 8,500 young people. That is how we are making a difference in young people's lives. In our VAX program, we have engaged over 100,000 young people because we are focused on community-oriented work. Over 100,000 in the last 5 years. My conscience is clear in relation to the development that our ministry and this government is driving towards the area of culture, youth, and sport, because it is multi-sectoral. It is a great privilege and a great pleasure. I can speak for a long time, ad nauseum, about all of the tremendous work that we have been doing in the last 5 years. But you will have another long 5 years when we remain in this government, and a long 30 years after that, because we will continue to work with all of the people in this country to bring development and to make this country one of the most prosperous countries in the world, and for all Guyanese to benefit. Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker.